Right.
So we're here today to talk to you about equine therapy and why, what is it, number one, and what makes it different, and why is it that we're doing it. So equine therapy, I need to preface it by saying it's not just equine therapy, it's culturally competent equine-assisted psychotherapy. So there's two things that kind of muddles the category of equine therapy. There's equine therapy, and then there's equine-assisted psychotherapy. Equine therapy is any kind of therapeutic benefit you get for being with a horse. Riding a horse, touching a horse, walking a horse, you feel good, you're calmer, everything feels right, your stress levels come down. That's equine therapy. You could be on the horse, you could be off the horse. That's equine therapy. But there are some of us who have trauma, deep trauma, that need something more than just equine therapy. Then there's equine-assisted psychotherapy. Equine-assisted psychotherapy must be delivered by a licensed Connecticut therapist certified in equine-assisted psychotherapy. So the question now becomes, well, why horses? There's dog therapy, right? There's a lot of people have dog therapy and it works. And people feel better. They got dogs. Dogs make them calmer and all of that. And it's true. It works very well. However, there is a difference. Dogs are predators. We're predators. Not only are we predators, we're apex predators. That means we're top of the line predators. Humans hunt and kill everything. Horses are prey animals. Predators hunt prey animals. Okay? Dog is a predator. Humans are predators. So that's predator to predator. Why does it work for dogs and humans? Well, because the dog is looking for alpha. You can do all kinds of things to a dog and you know it, kick him, be mean to him, and he's still waiting for you to come home with his tail wagging. Because his emphasis is not on unconditional love. He's looking for a leader. That's why dogs work. And no matter how bad you are and how obnoxious you can be, the dog is always going to love you. It's different with horses. Horses do not have the luxury of language. When we talk, it sounds blah, 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 blah. As a matter of fact, I think horses hate our voices. But what keeps him safe is that he has the ability to read our energy levels. Let me give you a perfect example. I could put any one of you on a horse and have you to tell me two stories, one true and one not true. The horse is going to tell me which one is not true. Anybody can tell me how he does that? Okay. Yes, ma'am?
He can like send some tense up, possibly. Like,
No. So it works the same way a lie detector test works. You get hooked up to your pulses, where your pulses are. When you lie, your heart rate changes. The horse is so sensitive and so much concerned about his safety that when that level of heartbeat rises, the horse is like, what happened? What's the matter? Is something wrong? And he will make a gesture that our therapists are trained to understand. And that way she or he knows which story is a lie. So we get clients that have deep therapy. Trauma. And some of them have surrendered. You ask them, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Is anything wrong? No, I'm okay. And the horse is like, no, I'm reading that energy level and it's off the chain. There's something there. So the therapist doesn't have to push the issue like you do in talk therapy. Tell me about your mother. Tell me what happened in the house last night. Tell me about how you were brought up. Tell me about this. You don't need to do that. The horse is going to give this therapist a lot of information. Therapy is not for her or other therapists to tell you what's wrong. It's for you to decide and begin to pull up what is the real issue. And once that happens, these therapists are there to help you manage it. So this particular, any horse becomes a diagnostic tool on one end. On the other end, the horse is now beginning to combine with the human and with various kinds of activities, walking the horse, brushing the horse, just being there, stress levels come down. Trauma begins to subside. The guardrails go down. We get a lot of people who the trauma is so deep that their brain have begun to cover it up. And you think, well, he got in my face, and that's why I'm angry all the time, because he got in my face. Well, it's not that. That's the fluff on top. The real issue is something deeper. And when you're working with an animal like a prey animal, and those stress levels come down, you're able to really clear away the fluff, and you're able to really identify what the real issue is. And when that begins to come up, now you're getting at the heart of the problem. So these animals help the therapist do that. Equine therapy is again, anything that you get when you're with a horse. Feel good. You know, you feel like you're more calm and all of that. But trauma has to be dealt with through equine-assisted psychotherapy. So these horses would not come near us if any of our stress levels, any of our anger or chaos or high energy was such that it would make them leery about being around us. The fact that Strawberry is walking, now she seems to be very concerned about this grass, but trust and believe, she's measuring energy levels here, and she would not come near us if she felt we were not safe. And that's another piece of the diagnostic tool. We combine humans with horses, and generally they pick the horse they want to be connected with, and also they generally pick a horse that resembles their own personality. So that is also helpful too. So these horses are now accustomed to working with children and adults who have very, very, very deep trauma. Now, there's no zap theory to this. This is not a one and done. It takes a lot of sessions to begin to get people to release the fluff and the cover up to get to the real issue. But while they're doing that, these horses are there to help them manage. Would anybody have any questions? No questions? Okay. And so, with that, would anybody like to come in and be around a horse to see whether, yes ma'am?
How do your therapists become licensed to do this?
Good question. They go through a 6-week training session.
Where? Is there a school or is there?
Well, because of COVID, we are doing most of it online. 6 weeks is online, and then they do 2 in-person days with the horses at our facility. So hopefully when COVID subsides a little bit more, we can do more in person, but I think it works really well right now to do the 6 weeks online and then 2 days with the horses at our facility. Then they get the practical use. And then after that, they intern with the therapists that are already there. We've got 2 psychologists and 3 other therapists that they can intern with until they get their feet under them.
I have a question. Where do you guys get your horses from?
Any and everywhere, but we have to test them. We have to know, what kind of training they've had, what their demeanor is, what their temperament is, because again, we use these horses not only for therapy, but we give riding lessons to the public as well. We also have this therapy for veterans, and veterans usually come in with a good deal of trauma. So we want to make sure that our horses have a good temperament. So Dominique would probably go out and test the horse, try him, see what kind of temperament he has, and then once he passes our checkpoints, or she, the mare or the gelding, passes our checkpoints, then we will bring them in. But then they're still under a trial period to make sure that in our environment they will work well.
We have a volunteer.
You want to come in? Okay, come on in.